now know which house it was, 1201 Northeast 83rd Street here in Miami. You can see parts of that front gate that was essentially pushed through by those feds as they raided the
bag and everything you can name. It's one of my closets. Always make sure it look like Neiman's. So.
All right, stop whatever you're doing right now, because this is not your average celebrity drama. This is not a cheating rumor or a Twitter beef. This is the kind of story that makes you stare at the wall and go, wait, what? On Monday, April 16th, federal agents reportedly raided Floyd Mayweather's homes in Miami and Las Vegas. And Floyd wasn't even in the country. His mansions were being searched wall to wall while he was thousands of miles away overseas. The man who built his entire identity around never getting caught slipping, and federal agents walked right through his front door without him there to say a single word. But here's the detail that made this story go nuclear. Inside Floyd's Miami mansion, agents reportedly found a hidden room. Not a safe, not a locked closet, but an entire secret room regular visitors would never know existed. And inside, stacks of counterfeit-looking dollar notes. Not a few...
Money made, that's all I do is get money. Today is a rose gold day, as you can see. Arnold Schwarzenegger, limited edition AP, all factory. 1.8 million right here. The $20 bills section. We like to call this the Andrew Jackson section, but I like to call it wallpaper. 200,000 in 20s. I heard in the song you can get the biggest Chanel bag in the store if you want it. Well, it's the biggest Chanel bag in the world. I got this bag from Karl Lagerfeld. All right.
Now if you thought fake cash in a hidden room was the whole story, sit back down. Agents didn't just find suspicious currency. They also reportedly came across documents, certificates, paperwork, and records allegedly tied to illegal ventures and questionable property connections across New York, Los Angeles, Miami, and beyond. These weren't random papers. These were reportedly exactly what investigators had been searching for. Then the pressure tactics began. Reports claim properties were locked down and bank accounts were frozen, allegedly to force Floyd into returning to the U.S. quickly. Because when your money stops moving and your homes are sealed off, you start making very different decisions about how long you stay overseas. The operation is reportedly connected to a broad bankruptcy and fraud investigation covering both Floyd's personal and professional dealings. Homeland Security investigations led the charge. HSI New York, HSI Las Vegas, HSI Miami, and local partners all working simultaneously. An HSI spokesperson reportedly confirmed to TMZ that actions were part of an ongoing investigation, and further details would follow. In official language,
and some neighbors telling us that they saw at least 2 people detained last night by authorities. It's unclear if anyone was arrested. Other neighbors describing this home.
On that same April 16th, NBC News reported something that made this feel like a full federal operation with real consequences. Agents in Miami reportedly interviewed 3 women and 1 man, all connected to allegations involving fraud, scam deals, financial crimes, false documentation, and breach of contract. More interviews were already scheduled. Picture the full scene. Multiple cities, multiple homes searched at once, multiple people being interviewed, all circling one man's name. The question, what is happening with Floyd Mayweather? Stopped being casual curiosity and became genuine alarm. Reporters began connecting the raids to a long list of lawsuits quietly stacking up against Floyd for months. What previously looked like separate, isolated incidents suddenly...
Investigation lingering into the night, with Miami police assisting federal investigators bringing in the heavy artillery, spotted inside from across a canal, rummaging through items at the house, their boats still docked outside as they canvassed the property in full gear, guns drawn.
Whatever they did.
Here is the moment that turned this from news into a full cultural wildfire. Fox 11 Los Angeles aired actual footage appearing to show people in handcuffs outside one of Floyd's properties. According to the report, 2 appeared to be Mayweather family members, not targets of the investigation, just temporarily detained outside while agents searched inside. The report included that disclaimer. But here's the brutal truth about social media. The image doesn't wait for the disclaimer. People saw handcuffs. People saw a Mayweather property. That combination alone became one of the most shared images of the entire news cycle within minutes. Every share added a new layer of public opinion to a case still legally unresolved. Every reaction
Job well, because you haven't heard anything, and commend the Miami PD or SWAT or whatever they were. They did their job well.
For those who live near,
And as if the handcuff footage wasn't enough, local coverage also aired footage of armed agents in full tactical gear moving around Floyd's Beverly Hills property. Not plainclothes detectives. Full tactical gear. Reports confirmed Floyd was not present at any of the homes. So the image burned into public memory became this: tactical agents sweeping a Beverly Hills mansion, and the owner, one of the most recognized athletes on the planet, completely nowhere to be found. That absence became the story within the story. Where is Floyd? Watching the news from a hotel suite? Talking to lawyers non-stop? His whereabouts became a breaking news mystery people tracked like a live event. Nobody was talking about boxing records anymore. They were treating Floyd's location like a minute-by-minute update. And then comes the travel detail that gives this whole situation a genuinely cinematic twist. Floyd had been posting on social media suggesting he was in China. The captions, the aesthetic, the whole world tour energy. Fans were liking, commenting, moving on. Looked completely normal. Except, according to claims circulating online, his actual destination was reportedly confirmed as Dubai. Not China. Dubai. And for anyone paying attention, that one word carries very... After the raid story spread globally, boxing figures and industry insiders began dropping opinions and inside takes in real time. Some went even further, claiming Floyd has hidden controversies that haven't reached the public yet, layers beneath the current headlines that would make what's already been reported look minor. And while official statements sounded credible on the surface, a growing number of people became convinced significant details were being deliberately withheld. Either because the investigation is still active or because the full picture would trigger consequences far beyond Floyd alone. What you're left with is a scenario almost perfectly designed to dominate the internet indefinitely. Official silence on one side, unlimited speculation on the other, and a
all marble kitchen with the Versace glasses only. As you guys can see, the Versace glasses.
Now here's the detail that made some people pump the brakes. Floyd was reportedly not arrested during or after the raids, and according to some claims, not even formally summoned at that point. For people familiar with how federal cases escalate, that felt slightly off. When things get serious, people expect immediate warrants or direct legal action. But this felt quieter and more calculated. That gap created genuine space for skepticism. Then the story turned again when an alleged former employee of Mayweather came forward anonymously, claiming to know exactly what triggered the raids. According to this individual, yes, the raids were connected to growing allegations against Floyd. But agents were also hunting for very specific physical evidence that could...
Go in the middle door. Open the middle door you want to go in. Push it.
And this is where the secret room detail comes back in a way that sounds almost too strange to believe. The former employee claimed the secret room was one of the primary reasons agents came searching in the first place. It wasn't just about rumors, it was about evidence. Before moving formally against Floyd, investigators allegedly wanted to confirm whether what they found physically matched what multiple lawsuits had already described. Several legal claims had allegedly stated Floyd kept counterfeit notes and fraudulent documents hidden inside his properties. And in at least one lawsuit, it was alleged that Floyd maintained secret rooms used for illegal activities. So if agents were hunting for anything specific, the former employee suggested it was the kind of hard physical proof that simply cannot be explained away with a press statement or a PR spin.
People into my lifestyle, showing the people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on the regular talking about real estate. Well, lately, I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings, it's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners. And all the retail down low on my buildings all belong to me.
In one lawsuit filed against Floyd, it was allegedly claimed he had hundreds of hidden cameras inside his Las Vegas and Miami homes. The former employee added another layer. While living in Floyd's circle, he claimed to have personally discovered hidden cameras placed near those secret rooms. The lawsuit language, according to the claims, lines up precisely with what the former employee described about the raid. This search was not a reaction to online rumors. It was an attempt to confirm deeper patterns and gather court-ready evidence. And if investigators collected what they were looking for, many people watching this story believe an arrest could become a very real possibility, depending on what the investigation ultimately decides it has enough to act on.
But you can do the same. It's all about making power moves.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And I'm pointing like this because all of them, we're in New York City right now. We're in Manhattan. That's what we do. Come on.
Adding even more weight, a jewelry store reportedly sued Floyd over unpaid debts and breach of contract, with allegations including fraudulent deals and financial misconduct. Court documents allegedly claimed Floyd operated an illegal venture alongside a chief of staff. And this is what makes the whole thing hit differently. For years, the world associated Floyd with exactly two things: unmatched boxing skill and massive, untouchable wealth. Money Mayweather wasn't just a nickname. It was a complete identity. Yachts, jets, stacks of cash. The image felt bulletproof. But now boxing insider Rick Glazer has reportedly suggested Floyd's fortune might not be as solid as it always appeared. And the wildest part? People online are saying 50 Cent saw all of this coming long before it reached this level.
Andre Durrell, IBF champion Billy Dip, WBA champion Celestino Calabero. You know, so we brought them over. I brought them over while Floyd was, still incarcerated.
Yeah.
Then he comes home. There's the Let's Get Floyd Back in Pocket campaign that goes on, where it's $300,000 chains being bought and buying the new Lamborghini and all these new things, and I'm sitting there going.
All this money made. No partners. All by myself. Over 1,000 apartments. I'm just getting started.
Let's rewind to where many outlets trace the origin of this financial unraveling. Back in October, a report from The Real Deal suggested Floyd invested $42 million into 60 buildings connected to roughly 1,000 affordable housing units. Then Floyd appeared on The Tonight Show and said he owned somewhere upward of 100 buildings, didn't know the exact number, and believed roughly 99% were in New York City. To many people it sounded like the ultimate flex. A retired champion turning himself into a real estate mogul. But those specific words, over 100 buildings, 99% in New York, became the exact spark that lit a fire 50 Cent could not resist walking straight into.
When you gonna give me the money?
Because you had already invested.
Right, like when you gonna give me your half of the money back. But I ain't trying to press him because he just got out of jail, right? So it's like, let him cool his heels before you.
Was that in the millions?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you sitting there big, and I'm like, yo, so when. But see, the fighters are an asset in themselves. They are that talent, regardlessly. Right. So I'm looking at him going, so there ain't no pressure there, but I'm saying, when is he going to say he wants?
Because that claim did not sit right with 50 Cent for even 1 second. He posted on Instagram calling Floyd the richest special student, brutal, disrespectful, and designed to go viral instantly. Then he posted again implying Floyd was being deceived and didn't fully understand what he actually owned. He jabbed about taxes, suggesting Floyd had exposed himself by talking too much on national television. And then 50 went even further, posting an image of Mayweather dressed as Pinocchio, the long nose doing all the talking. It wasn't just trolling. It was full character assassination in meme form delivered to millions of followers. And the internet devoured every single post without slowing down.
Yeah.
This looked like a friendship that was going to last a lifetime. What the hell happened between 50 Cent and Floyd Mayweather?
Well, he changed his mind.
Now, what do you mean
About?
he changed his mind?
Like as he was actually going in to jail, he asked me to help him with Mayweather promotions.
Right.
Then as he actually got in, I took a look. I realized there is no Mayweather promotions. There's no LLC. There's no.
50 Cent kept going, mocking the over 100 buildings, 99% in New York, claim repeatedly and calling it straight cap. Most people initially treated it as another round of their famous ongoing feud. But then Rick Glazer added fresh fuel, posting that rumors of Floyd being in serious financial trouble were hard to swallow yet deeply rooted, based on what he was privately being told. Glazer also pointed out that Floyd is constantly seen spending publicly on watches, jewelry, cars, and private jets, which keeps the visual of wealth loud, but also keeps the hard questions equally loud. Because when your spending is this visible and your assets are this questioned, people start doing them